Alamogordo Tigers head football coach AJ Cisco. Coach, how are you today?
I'm good, man. Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you joining us, and it's just one of those years, unfortunately, for you guys. So many, I was talking about it earlier on in the show, and the difference, the margin of points difference, and y'all going into that Clovis game with a chance to make the playoffs is like 15 points.
Yeah, we're a handful of plays away from being 4-3 right now, or 5-3, and I mean, it is what it is. Credit to the other guys; they made plays when they needed to, and we haven't yet, and that's something that we got to get fixed, especially going into next year.
Yeah. And I mean, the kids played hard, and it was a defensive first half. It was an offensive second half, and each team was kind of able to keep pace with each other, and you guys kept the mistakes down to a minimum like you needed to be able to stay in the game, and it was just right there for you, but just a little bit short.
It is, and that's the frustrating part is. If you take our games in district, and we've yet to play a complete game where we all play as well as we can for the whole time, all 48 minutes, you take away that first half, we played so well defensively in the first half, so well. And we played well offensively until we got inside the 20, and then we just found ways to kill drives and not score and turn the ball over on fourth down. Same thing happened with Centennial. We played well, got the lead in the second quarter, and then have a quarter run where we just play bad, and from that point on, it's pretty even, and we're competitive, and we're playing well and executing. We've got to find a way to play for 48 minutes, and that's something that we talked with our kids about yesterday and today, is how can we put it together and play for 48 minutes, because when we do play well, we're actually okay.
And I think these next two games are important. I mean, I know, for the seniors, obviously not getting a chance to play in the postseason will be tough, but I think there's an opportunity to, build on things and get better, because, I mean, I know you guys look at it as a year-round thing. I mean, y'all are trying to get better for, the next season, the next opportunity. And so, I mean, this Thursday against Cruces and the Friday on the 1st against Clovis, those are important for you guys.
They are, and it's important for our seniors to play well and end their careers the right way. With success and leave with a good taste in their mouth from Tiger football their senior year. And at the same time, it's important for our younger kids to get some experience, and all those young kids that have been playing all year, it's important for them to have success going into next year, whether that's their senior year or their junior year. But we don't lose the fact that we're trying to make sure our seniors go out with a good taste in their mouth and doing what we can for our seniors. And we talked a lot this week about loyalty, about being loyal to the program, to their teammates, everybody else, about just because what we wanted we're not going to be able to accomplish it this week, is we got to make sure that this program is in good standing, and we're doing what's right for everybody in this program and for years to come, because these classes, like this senior class, will be remembered for how they handled themselves these 2 weeks. And in this program's eyes, nobody's going to look back at the record and remember from that. It's going to be, how did they handle these 2 weeks, and the inspiration, the leadership they had with the younger kids.
Yeah, an opportunity to really show character. I mean, that's one of those things that, I think even with the record not being what it has, in the previous games this year, you've come in here every single week and you've been talking about how proud of how hard the guys have played, and even in circumstances where they've been behind, how much they've stayed in the game and they've continued to play hard.
Yeah, and that's a tribute to them, and it's a tribute to what we started 8 years ago. That I think you can attest that our kids have played hard every snap since I've been here, and it doesn't matter the score or what's going on. They're going to play hard, and then we'll look up at the end and figure it out. But it's a character deal, but it's, like I said, it's something we want to take care of our seniors. This is a good senior class that's been through a lot, coming on campus and gone through the ups and downs and had successes and the peaks and valleys and all that stuff, but we want to take care of them because they've been a big part of our success. And in 5 years, when we're talking about our success again, it's going to be, hey, what did these kids do for these 2 weeks, and make sure they took care of the program and put the program first and the family first.
Yeah, and it was kind of interesting. I was talking with Dylan last week, and we're kind of coming up on the end of the last 2 classes that had to deal with COVID, that missed middle school football due to COVID, or missed other sports due to COVID. And, again, we talk about, character and sticking with sports. I mean, because there's a lot of kids that, you kind of lost in the wash during that, 18-month span. Yeah.
And like I said, we're almost getting close to getting out of that with the COVID situation and the kids that were severely impacted by it. But like I said, that's not an excuse. We've got to play well and win games, and we've got to play well on Thursday. And like I said, we go back to Friday. I mean, we do so many things good offensively, and just find ways to not score points is extremely frustrating. And as well as good as we played and as bad as we played, we still had a shot to win the game with 40 seconds left, and we had it in a couple of our players' best hands with the chance to win, and we just didn't get the play. We didn't make the play when we needed to.
Yeah, you play a very good team in Las Cruces this week, and I've been talking about it. I mean, you guys kind of had a tough go of in the fact that you've had short weeks with a team coming off a bye week twice with two of the best teams in the state.
That's real. It's real convenient, isn't it? For them Cruces schools.
Yeah, it's been kind of a tough break for you guys on that for sure. But regardless, we know that this is going to be an immense challenge. But similar to Centennial, like we talked about going into that game, the boys have played these guys at JV level. They've played them at freshman level, so there's not an intimidation factor. They've seen these players before, so there is at least a level of familiarity going into the game.
For sure, and the big thing, we told our kids, we got to play well. We've got to score when we get the opportunities, and then we've got to cause turnovers and not turn the ball over. And if we do those things, we're going to have a shot in the fourth quarter. Yeah. And that's the fact of the matter. And Cruces is a quality football team. I mean, they're going to be up there. They're going to have a shot to play with the other big boys in this state. And we talk about our whole goal is take care of ourselves and then see what happens at the end. And let's kind of play spoiler for some teams and kind of in some races or dreams of some things that they want to have happen. But for us to do that, we have to play well and not turn the ball over. And the big one is cause turnovers and get the ball out and then capitalize on those mistakes.
Yeah, that's where and honestly, with Las Cruces' offense, that's probably where you're going to get the stops is if you can get the mistakes because the high power level of their offense, they're going to be difficult to stop.
No, they're talented. I mean, and they do a lot of things formation-wise to stress you, and then they've got the Guardiola kid playing quarterback. And I don't want to say he's not an athlete or a runner because when he wants to, he can take off and make plays. But he's going to sit back there and spin the heck out of it and be good at it. And then they got the Amaro kid that is probably one of the best running backs in the state, if not the best running back in the state, in everything he does. And Coach Lopez does a good job of formation you into situations and putting you to where he wants you to be, and then executing and very creative offensively. And defensively, they are big and fast and stunt and play man. And we're going to have to take advantage of it. If they're going to play man, we got to be able to throw the football a little bit better than we have.
I will say for you guys defensively, I can't tell you how excited I am for you guys. I mean, going into next season, because how many playmakers you have on that defense that are sophomores and juniors this season.
Yeah, there's a point last week in the second half we looked out there and there's two seniors on the field.
Yeah,
and the kids are playing. I mean, that's we knew we were young, and it's how fast these kids will grow up, and they've done a really good job of growing up. That we just have failed to make the big plays when we needed to win games.
Yeah, and I should say the other way of the offense as well. You do have a fair amount, maybe more seniors on that than the defensive side of the ball, but there's going to be a lot of kids coming back on that side.
We do, and we have a ton of kids in this program that are waiting and biting, chomping at the bit to get their opportunity next year. And at the same time, we're not sitting there and saying, "Hey, we're just preparing for next year." That's not our mentality. Our mentality is to go win on Thursday night against Las Cruces and be 1-0 that day, and then figure out how to win senior night in 2 weeks.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we'll look forward to seeing how it goes this week. Again, Thursday night, the Tigers are at the Field of Dreams in Las Cruces taking on the Bulldogs. And, Coach, best luck this week.
Appreciate it, man. Go Tigers.